Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are making Sally's pot pie from Nightmare Before Christmas. This is a chaotic video, so let's get into it. First, you're gonna need some baking flour, butter, fresh broccoli, mushrooms, salt, garlic, a stalk of celery. You can also add in a leek if you'd like to. Some fresh thyme, spinach, a bag of frozen peas, butter, which I already mentioned, but I accidentally put it in here twice. And then I have beef broth, but ideally you'd want chicken or vegetable broth for this recipe. Almond milk, but obviously you can use whole milk. That's what the recipe calls for, but this is what we had. Black pepper, and then an egg. So the first thing that we're gonna start off with is making the batter for the crust. So I'm using gluten-free all-purpose flour, and I think that kind of messed with the consistency of my dough because mine came out very sticky and just did not really want to form into a dough properly. So I'm mixing together my flour and my salt. Then I added in the butter and began to mix that up as well before adding in some ice cold water and mixing that up. Obviously I don't have a food processor, so I was using my blender. This might have been a bad choice. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, my batter just did not come out the right consistency. This video really is chaotic. Honestly, it is 11:15 at night. I'm trying to get this video out for my October 24th video, and I was so tired. I literally cried right before this video because I thought I had run out of butter, and I was so upset that I literally cried because I was like, I'm not gonna be able to get a video out for you guys, and it was awful. But it's okay. We had butter. It was just in a part of the fridge that I wasn't expecting, and the meltdown was all for no reason. So here I'm just spooning out all of the batter onto the table, and it said to put it into a disc and then put it into some parchment paper. I thought that it was going to tell me to roll it or, roll it out with a rolling pin, but that was not yet. So I kind of put it on the counter for nothing. And then I transferred it over into the parchment paper and wrapped it up. I think you're supposed to use it with plastic wrap, but I did not have that on hand. So then I filled up a saucepan with some water about halfway, and I added some salt into that and let it get to boiling. Meanwhile, I put another skillet on, and I put about 2 tablespoons of butter in that to start melting around. I'd previously chopped up most of my ingredients except the broccoli, so I went ahead and chopped up the broccoli, and then I started scooping that into the boiling water. Then I added the onions, celery, and mushrooms to my other pan. I also added some fresh thyme and a little bit of salt and pepper. I also just realized I never used the oregano either. Y'all, I'm telling you, I really was struggling tonight to make this recipe, and it's really not that complicated. My brain is literally dead. Back in the corner, I put a quarter cup or a half a cup, I can't remember. I put some frozen peas into that pot over there. And then just continued to let the onions cook as well as the broccoli. Then we went ahead and strained the broccoli and added it into the same big bowl with the peas. Let the onions, mushrooms, and celery cook for a little bit longer, and then added that along with the peas and broccoli as well. Then I put about 5 tablespoons of butter into the skillet, removed it from the high heat just so it wouldn't burn too quickly while I was kind of getting my ish together. Added some flour and whisked that all together. And then, because I was struggling, I had Brendan help me out by adding in the beef broth and the almond milk. And what we did with the almond milk is we actually did it like almost all the way to the top with the almond milk, and then I added a little bit of heavy whipping cream to the end to make it a full cup, just to thicken it up a teensy bit, since the recipe did call for whole milk, and almond milk is definitely a lot thinner than whole milk would be. So then I just added some salt and pepper and kind of let that start to simmer and thicken. And then I also preheated the oven to 400 degrees. Laid out some parchment paper on a baking sheet that I never actually ended up using. I attempted to roll out my dough, but as you can see, it was very sticky. Brendan's whisking the sauce, so you can't see me struggling very much in the back, but I literally was struggling so hard to get this dough to roll out, and it just wouldn't. So I ended up pulling it all off of that. You can see me in the back there struggling. I pulled it all off the rolling pin, sorry. And then I actually I put it into other parchment paper, put parchment paper on top of that, and I rolled it out that way. And then I stuck it back in the fridge, just flattened and ready to go for the pie. You'll see later that that doesn't work out for me either, and it was all for nothing. Can you guys hear the pain in my voice over trying to make this pot pie at 10:30 at night? So after the sauce thickened up, we went ahead and poured it into the mixture that had all of the vegetables and mushrooms and everything in there. Man, I feel like we cleaned up the same mess in this kitchen like 5 times. And then I actually pre-made some turkey because I wanted to add a little bit more protein in this. So I thawed a turkey breast and had that in the crock pot all day. And so I poured in the vegetables, and then I realized, oh crap, I haven't added my turkey in. So thankfully I realized that before it went in the oven, because that would have really sucked. So I added that in, mixed it all up. And then you guys, I tried so hard to get this freaking pie crust to come off the top of this. This is literally painful for me to watch because the struggle was so real. I was literally scraping it and trying to just lay it across all of the stuffing, the filling. And I'm scraping it off of the parchment paper with a spatula, trying to get every last little bit because I'd lost so much trying to roll it out and then put it in the parchment paper. And yeah, it was just kind of a mess. Here I'm actually trying to carve Jack Skellington's face into the pot pie. Yeah, turns out when you have a pot pie that doesn't have a good crust, it does not come out looking like Jack Skellington. So this being Nightmare Before Christmas theme was completely a bust, which, I mean, it is what it is. So this is what it looked like. And Brendan is actually going to do the outro for you guys because I'm literally embarrassed for you guys to see my face on camera. So yeah, here is Brendan's little taste test.
Hey guys, it's me, your boy. Holly wanted me to do the outro to give a taste test of her pot pie. It looks pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this, and I'm gonna tell y'all how it is. It's actually pretty good. Honestly, you could use some salt, but that's an easy fix. But I would say it's pretty good. You know, it looked like a pain to make, to be honest, but it is pretty good overall. So that's it for tonight. Please like and subscribe, and then thanks for watching, guys. Please like the video if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below to get all the other videos for all of October. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye. That was so embarrassing.